Hey guys, thank you for joining us today on the Experts Game podcast. I'm Matt Rudisell, your host, and today we are excited to have a very special guest with us. His name is Shane Canipe with Best Mortgage. And Shane, how you doing? Welcome to the
I'm
podcast.
doing great, man. It's the weather's great and it's a busy time.
Well, fantastic. What we're doing with the Experts Game podcast is we're just talking with a lot of experts in their field, and we definitely think you're one of those. Shane has been in the mortgage industry for a good while and now owns his own company called Best Mortgage. And just tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do.
Well, Matt, as you know, I do a little bit of everything when it comes to the mortgage side. I've been in the mortgage business for around 20 years. And you say, well, Shane, you got a lot of experience, and the mortgage business has changed. It's like a moving target. And I have been fortunate enough to work at several companies, and I just decided to open up my own mortgage company because I want to be able to pass that savings to the customer. A lot of these other places that I worked at had a lot of overhead, and they couldn't get as good as deals as what I can get now. And with the market the way it has shifted, a lot of my peers that I've worked with in the past, a lot of my friends that's in the business, some of them can't even lend right now due to the market volatility. So I made a good decision back in December, and it's been a great fit ever since. And I am just tickled to death with it. And I think I had my first month, I'd done over $2 million in volume, and made some really good money to keep me going. So I'm excited, and I'm excited for 2020, even though we're going through what we're going through. And with what I've learned over the last 20 years has made me a front leader for people to come to in the business that we're in. So hopefully we can still stay on the same track, and this COVID-19 can get out of the way, and we can get going, because real estate and mortgages are still as hot as ever.
Yeah. Well, I know some of you guys listening to this, we hopefully will be out of the COVID-19 stay-at-home orders and things like that by the time you hear this. But if not, Shane, tell us a few things that you're doing to get through this challenging time that others might not be doing. What kind of creative things are you looking at in your business?
Well, what sets me apart from other lenders is I'm always available, and I have a lot of products. And I don't just have one product from a lender standpoint. I am a broker and I'm a wholesaler. So everybody knows the difference between retail and wholesale. Luckily for me, I made the switch in December, February is when I got my license. And I have 10 to 15 different lenders that have offer various products. I still have down payment assistance. I still have construction loans, and that what has set me apart and has made me be a shining star for my agents, just because I can still do things that other lenders can't do right now. If they didn't hedge properly, they're in trouble. And luckily for me is I've got 10 to 15 lenders that I can go to at any time for various products, and that keeps me ahead of the game. And I'm a wholesaler, so I'm going to get a better deal than some of your retail guys. And I think you're going to see a lot more retail guys come to the wholesale side and start their own mortgage company because of that.
Okay. Well, it sounds like diversification is kind of your key word there. You're definitely diverse in what you're able to offer to people.
Yes, sir. And by me being a broker, just I can sign up with any lender. I had actually a customer that was getting an offer from a lender that I wasn't affiliated with, and they had a specific product that I needed and that I didn't know I needed. So I called them up and got hooked up with them, and now I'm able to do those kind of things. So the diversity of it is definitely put me heads and tails above my competition in the area.
Okay. Well, fantastic. Tell us real quick what your average workday would be consistent of.
Well, my average work day is I'm tied to my computer in this COVID-19.
Mm-hmm.
I am constantly on the phone. I get up in the morning, I take a shower just like I normally would do in a regular day. I may not go to the office, but I've kind of set up my little home office here, is what you kind of see in the background of some of my stuff from home. And so I'm constantly calling customers. I am the processor. So another thing that sets me apart is you don't have to deal with a processor that say maybe she didn't feel good that day or she couldn't work because of whatever. I'm the processor. I'm the CFO, the processor, the janitor, the window cleaner, everything. And so I'm processing my own files. So you're only dealing with me. You're not dealing with, Susie, which Susie's a nice girl. But when realtors refer business to me, they really do it because of me and my customer service levels. You lose some of that customer service levels when you kind of let a processor do the job sometimes. And I'm not knocking processors. There's some great processors out there, but I feel like to service my agents want to deal with me. They want to hear it from me because I am the loan officer expert in the job. So I'm constantly on the phone. I'm constantly scanning and emailing. I'm communicating with underwriters. I am dealing with appraisal issues. I am dealing with credit issues. And that's kind of like my daily duties. I'm on the phone. My phone dies at least twice a day, and I have to keep it charged, which is a good thing because I'm busy. So those are the things that I do on a daily basis. I mean, I basically get in front of my computer, and I'm emailing, I'm calling, I'm scanning. It's something that 20 years of experience has got me to where I can do things. And when I know a condition comes out from underwriting, I know how to fulfill it and fulfill it fast.
Mm-hmm. Oh, excellent. Excellent. It's really funny. I was on an interview this morning with another gentleman, and I used that same line that you just used. I have to charge my phone twice a day because it just dies because I've used it so much. I tell you, what you said is a true entrepreneurial answer, because a lot of us that are, a lot of people that are listening to the show today, what they are hearing is that, hey, I'm in that same boat. I'm the janitor too. I'm having to empty the trash. I'm having to clean up. I'm having to do all my other business chores, but I'm still having to run my business. And that's what a lot of us entrepreneurs do day in and day out. So that kind of leads me to my next question. And I know you're newer in this, your own company type business. So you've had to do a lot of things that maybe you didn't do 3 or 4 years ago, even though you've been in the industry for a long time, but now you're running this own business. What happens if you had to, and this may be a little easier for you too, because you've been doing it for a shorter amount of time, but what happens if you had to start over? If you had to start over tomorrow with nothing, what would you do specifically to get your business back up and running the way it is now?
That is a great question. And I kind of just went through that in February. So people don't realize this, but as a loan officer, mortgage guy, I can't work for 2 companies. So whenever I put my notice in at the bank that I'm going to start my own business, I had to wait 8 weeks. So for 8 weeks, I went without a paycheck. Mm-hmm. And I basically started my own. I basically did that. I just went through that. The things I've done was I still went out with my realtors. I still called on my realtors. I still, just kept stoked the fire as we would speak. And, it was hard. It was stressful. It was hard. And explaining to the kids and the wife that, hey, we're going to stay in tonight was, kind of hard there for a while. But I saved enough money to get me through the hump, and you can't work for 2 companies. So you just you got to apply for your license and just sit and wait. And from December 18th till February 18th, a lot of things happened. I got sick. I still say I got the coronavirus at one point where it felt like I did. So it kind of worked out with Christmas. And loan officers need to make moves during those periods of time because you have a lot of downtime, a lot of people going PTO, a lot of things happen in our industry that at that time that slows down. I didn't slow down. I had to refer loans out because I couldn't technically do them. But if I had to start over today, I just started over. So it was trying, it was tough, it was hard, but my first month being in business, I made more money my first month than I did half the year last year. So it was very it was very rewarding, but it was very risky. I had a lot of, I even had agents offer me money to, hey Shane, we'll float you to stay afloat. We want you to do our deals. And And that made me feel really good and know that I was making the right decision.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Well, fantastic. I think there's a lot of things that we can pull out of that that would help any of us, in a similar situation. I know with COVID-19 going on now, a lot of us have had to do things a little bit differently. We have to be a little more creative.
Yes.
Maybe we're sitting in our home office, and running our business that way. I have added a lot of online classes in the next few weeks and the next few months, because it's just convenient for everybody. But because of that, I've been able to now connect with people from all over the United States, where normally I might teach in person, and I might only be able to connect with those within a shorter amount of travel range. So creativity, innovation, things like that are what's going to push us through this time. One thing that I've been telling a lot of people, and I'll ask you if you agree, is that this is the time that we need to be putting our foot on the gas. This is the time we need to be pushing forward with what we are doing. We need to be building our businesses. We might not necessarily be making a lot of money at this point, but we're building something called relationships with our customers. And now's the time to do it. The relationships that we build right now, I think, will transfer over into, the next few months, the next few years. But now's the time to put our foot on the gas pedal and go. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, and I think a lot of times people that get in our type of business, they miss the boat on that.
Mm-hmm.
I tell my loan officers and people that I work with, they always ask me, Shane, how are you so successful? How do you do what you do? And I don't measure myself being successful in dollars. I believe in building relationship. I believe in, if you call me at 2:00 in the morning, you need a ride, I'm going to show up. I believe in, if you have a kid goes to a ball game, I believe I want to go there. I want to see them. I want to watch them. I want to get involved with you on a personal level to get to know you, because everybody don't like everybody. And you need to like whoever you're doing business with, because let's face it, like the deals that we've had some smooth deals, and we've had some deals that got tough, and the relationship will only last if you have a true personal business working relationship, in a sense that you actually genuinely care about someone's feelings, about someone's lifestyle. And I think once people figure that out, it doesn't matter how many bad deals or good deals you have, you're always going to come back to each other. And I believe in building those relationships on an organic style, to where, or scale, to where you can call me, whether it's about a deal or it's about, hey, Shane, I just need somebody to talk to. And I think that goes a long way in our business.
Definitely. Very good. Now I'm going to ask you something that's kind of fun, and I think I know the answer to this question, but you might surprise me. What is one thing that a lot of people don't know about you, but you find enjoyment in? Maybe it's a special interest or a hobby that you do. What's your answer there?
Well, I think you know the answer to that. So I do some racing, some circle track racing. I have done that since I was 16 years old. My family is big in racing, has been forever. My dad has supported me for a lot of years in racing. And, it's a lot of work. I mean, it is a lot of work, but when I go to the racetrack with my friends, we used to be all about, we're going to make it big time. That was our goal in the beginning. The older and the fatter that I get, it's more like, hey, we just want to make it to the racetrack when it's cool. We don't even want to race in the summertime. So we got to make sure our air conditioning's working and our generator's working, because we're getting up in the age where we need that stuff. And when I was younger, I was young, dumb, and full of it. So, but I do some racing on the side, and we haven't got to do any of that. We just built a brand new car. And it's been something that I kind of use my business for. It helps me with some of my business. We travel, so we go anywhere from Myrtle Beach to we go to Virginia. We go everywhere racing, and it's just a small 4-cylinder Mustang style type circle track hand built race car. But that is my home away from home. That is my vacation, and it's just something we've always done. We've been successful. We've won 5 track championships, probably won over 75 to 80 races, won, led a lot of laps. We run in this tour called the Carolina Mini Stock Challenge, and I have either won or led half the race in every race we've attended. But as everybody knows, racing is it's a fun deal when just little things break and $2 parts cost you the race. But yeah, so I do that, and it's a family affair. We all get together. My uncles get together, my friends, and we just have a blast. And if something happens, we just go to steakhouse and laugh about it. So that's our deal. It's a great thing.
Well, that is fantastic. Well, Shane, it's been a pleasure today. Thank you so much for being on the broadcast. One final question. If you had one tip or a few tips that you could give aspiring entrepreneurs or maybe people that wanted to get into the mortgage industry, what would those be?
Number one, I would tell you right now, the one thing that you have to do, and I touched on a little bit ago, is you got to be genuine. Mm-hmm. You've got to be a straight shooter, and you've got to actually care about people. If you don't do any of that, you, in my opinion, will not have the success track that some others do. I believe in relationships, and I believe in building those relationships every day, not just when someone sends you a deal. And if you can be genuine and come from the hip and just be as honest as the day is long, you're going to have people beating your doors down just to work with you because they know that's something they don't get everywhere.
True. Yeah. Perfect. Well, how can we get in touch with you? Let's say there's somebody out there listening today that needs a mortgage, or maybe they want to sponsor your race car. Who knows?
Yeah, I know, right? That'd be awesome. bestmortgagellc.com is my website. My phone number is 828-238-8929. And that number has never changed in 15 years. So Shane@bestmort.com is my email. You can look me up on Zillow. I have Zillow reviews, and Facebook. I'm all over Facebook. So social media has been good to us, and I'd love to help anybody that needs some help with refinancing, purchases, construction loans. There is nothing that I have not done, and if I can't do it, I will tell you where to go get it done. I'm not one of those that has to make $1. So that's me in a nutshell.
Well, fantastic. I'll put some links down in the bottom. Guys, thanks so much for listening today. Shane, we really do appreciate it, and thanks for being one of our experts on this podcast. If anybody has any questions about this Experts podcast, just make sure you follow us below, ask some of the questions below, and we'll be glad to assist you with that. I'll put the links to Shane's information below as well, so you'll be able to get in touch with him. And just make sure you stay tuned. Make sure you see what we've got coming up, and follow us down on this channel. Thank you guys so much, and we'll talk to you next time.
Thank you.